Bring it back.
This is your year to thrive. Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time. It's your year to thrive. Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time.
This moment is profound, cause you're above the ground. Your road might have been rough, but what you got now is now. We're here to pick you up and to even show you how, but you gotta be resourceful with that old pow. Started from the bottom, but I worked my way up, cause by 4 a.m. I always been prayed up. Rise and grind, now's your time, don't get let up. You gotta get it, don't quit it till your seeds grow up.
This is your year to thrive.
Come on.
Success you will find.
Yes.
Today is your day.
Somebody say.
And now is your time.
It's your time.
It's your year to thrive.
Come on.
Success you will find. Today is your day. And now is your time.
It's your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
All right, Thrive Nation, on today's edition of the Thrivetime Show, we're talking about why you shouldn't feel bad, but don't get stuck. Again, don't feel bad, but don't get stuck. And I'm reading from page 56 of my newest book, which I have here to my left, a book called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, a step-by-step guide to building a successful, money-generating, and time-freedom-creating business. And so I read from page 56. As a dude who started his first business out of his college dorm room and who has personally launched over a dozen successful ventures during my lifetime, I will say that every business has to start with a highly motivated individual who's willing to scratch and claw her way to profitability. And I think of Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, the person you saw in that intro video, Ryan Wimpy of Tip Top Canine. That was an individual who was willing to scratch or claw his way into profitability. However, once you begin to figure out what works, you must have the knowledge and discipline and focus needed to document your workflow, your operational systems, and your turnkey marketing moves that have been proven to work time and time again. That's where I came in. If you don't do this, you will become trapped inside your own success. Remember, my fabulous friend, you are trying to build a duplicatable and scalable business vehicle that is capable of growing and producing revenue for you without you personally doing all the work. Building a business vehicle that is dependent upon you is much like renting a super expensive luxury car to take your kids on a vacation trip, and then arriving at the park only to discover that you don't have enough money left in your account after renting the Lamborghini, which your wife advised you not to rent in the first place, to afford admission into the theme park. In an attempt to save face, you may tell your kids, "Hey kids, it's no big deal. Let's just go to Taco Bell, and you can have anything you want to eat, and we'll eat it while driving fast in this Lamborghini." Big letdown. My friend, not only is this example insane, it's also just as crazy to build a business that is totally reliant upon you. Your business exists to allow you to achieve your faith, family, financial, fitness, and friendship goals. That's it. Be careful here, because if you are not very intentional, you'll become super busy working in the business, so busy working in the business that you won't be able to find any time to work on the business. And so, as an example with Tip Top Canine, when I sat down with Ryan and Rachel Wimpy and we decided to help them franchise their business, the goal was to open up a certain number of locations all over the country, and to take Ryan from a very busy local dog trainer into the owner of a scalable business. And so how do you do that? Well, you have to think about the workflow. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download that book for free. You can download my newest book for free, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. You can download the book, and you can see the workflow on page 5. Now, Napoleon Hill chimes in and says, drifting without aim or purpose is the first cause of failure. And so with Ryan Wimpy, as he had built Tip Top Canine, there just wasn't systems in place. There wasn't scalable sales scripts. There wasn't call recording. There wasn't a group interview hiring process in place. There wasn't checklists and processes and all the systems needed to scale the business. I'm coughing. Let me get a little sip of something here. Okay. So what I did is I had to come together with them, work with them to help them build all of these systems. And as we built the systems, Tip Top Canine was able to grow from one location into another location, then another location, then another location. Now, I'm reading here from my book, page 57. It reads, build your business with the end in mind. I guarantee that you will achieve success if you follow the practical steps outlined in this book. However, you must have your vision for your life fully cemented in your mind at times as you are building your business. My friend, I love my life because I know that I know what I want, and I know what I'm about all day, every day. I know my goals. You must intentionally know and take the time to clearly write down your F7 goals, because you will certainly never drift toward the achievement of them. For me personally, I know my goals for my faith, my family, my finances, my friendship, and I'm a dad with 5 kids. Chickens, multiple chickens, by the way. I've got dozens of chickens, turkeys and trees and land, and I prefer spending time alone with my family or reading the Bible or working on a business, engaging only in mutually beneficial relationships, watching podcasts or documentaries on how to grow successful companies, and chasing my wife around whenever possible. That's how you create 5 kids, you see. My friend, if you are going to go through the hell of starting a business, if you're going to go through the hell of starting a business, you want to make sure that you're building a thriving business model that is not dependent upon you for the delivery of every aspect of the business to deliver value to your customers. So I'm going to challenge you here for a moment. Think about your business and think about, is your business scalable? Because as your business begins to grow, you'll be forced to make major decisions. Will you scale the company so it can grow and flourish without you being there? Or are you going to be content only reaching a certain level of success because you have built a business that's dependent upon you to a certain extent? If you truly want to build systemic wealth, you're going to have to invest your time, focus, and money into the creation of duplicatable and repeatable processes and the development of a quality management team. What's the point of investing hours and hours into the recruitment and training of key personnel and the creation of systems designed to scale if you aren't willing to start working on the business and not in the business? Let me quote the author of E-Myth, a book, it's a Michael Gerber. He writes, the difference between great people and everyone else is that great people create their lives actively while everyone else is created by their lives, passively waiting to see where life takes them next. The difference between the two is living and just fully existing. So as an example with Tip Top Canine, when I entered into a contractually binding relationship with Ryan and Rachel Wimpy to help them grow Tip Top Canine, I clearly articulated what I would do in the growing of that business. I would help coach the local owners. I'd make sure that the local owners, the new franchisees, would follow the systems that we built. And I intentionally signed that agreement. I went into that agreement with eyes wide open. I thought about every word on the agreement. I thought about what I wanted my life to look like as the business scaled. And we signed that agreement. And that's why we've grown that company from 1 location to 15 locations. We didn't just drift into that relationship or drift into that ultimate success. You'll see in the next video, a longtime client I've worked with, Charles Colaw. His business is colawfitness.com, COLAW fitness.com. And with Charles Colaw, we've helped him to grow his company dramatically. But at the end of the day, how did we do it? Like, what did we do to help him grow his business? Well, first off, if you just go to page 5 of the book here, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire to download a copy of the book, How to Become Sustainably Rich. You download that book, and then once you download the book, what you're going to see on page 5 is the workflow. And I just diligently walk through the workflow. I work through the workflow, and I build systems that make every aspect of the business scalable. So you want to start off with defining your goals. Okay, you want to think about the goals. How much money are you looking to make? How many customers will it take you? How much profit do you want to make per customer? So kind of, if you go to page 5 of this book, you can see it now. Okay, but the first area you want to start with is your goals. How much money do you want to make per year? You want to have that question. Okay, think about it. Then you want to think about, okay, now that I've thought about that, then you have to think to yourself, how many hours per week am I willing to work? Okay. And how many customers do I need to break even? And you always start with the math. When you grow a successful company, it always starts with the math. Then after you get through the math, now you start working into that branding area. You start working into making sure when people go to the website tiptopcanine.com because they're looking to buy a franchise, or they're looking to train a dog, or if they're going to colawfitness.com because they're looking for a gym they can trust to go work out at, or they're looking to, become a new employee. But when people go to colawfitness.com for the first time, what do they see? When someone goes to shawhomes.com, you'll see his testimonial here in a little bit. Shaw Homes, we've helped him grow his company from under $20 million to over $160 million. It's 8 times growth. So how do you do that? You have to build a scalable workflow. And as a coach or a consultant or an advisor, that's what I do. I sit down with business owners who feel stuck, and they say, man, my business is stuck. And I feel like I'm drifting, and I don't know how to get unstuck. And so I sit down with them, and I say, hey, don't feel bad. Just don't get stuck, all right? We're going to begin with the end in mind, and we're going to build scalable systems. Now, after you get the branding nailed down, now you got to think about the marketing. So in Ryan's case with Tip Top Canine, there wasn't a clarified, cohesive marketing strategy. So we help to develop the marketing strategy. And that marketing strategy is largely connected to the idea of reaching out to his ideal and likely buyers in an affordable and scalable way. So if you buy a Tip Top Canine franchise, you don't have to think about how do you go about getting customers. We've already thought about that. We've already thought about the search engine optimization. We've already thought about the social media marketing. We've already thought about the Dream 100 marketing. We've already thought of these things. And we've thought of these things so that you, as a owner of a new franchise, you don't have to think about these things. Now, once you market successfully and the phone begins to ring, then you're going to have call scripts in place so that when the phone rings, somebody who's not you can answer the phone. Right? So you want to have a sales system in place, scripts and processes and pre-written emails so that when someone fills out the form on your website, chaos doesn't ensue. You want to ask yourself, if you had 10 times as many people filling out the form on your website, who's going to call them? Page 59 of my book here, I quote Jim Rohn, who writes, you don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. And I continue reading from page 59. Years ago, I had the pleasure of working with a medical practice that helped men who were suffering from issues related to low testosterone levels in their bodies. The doctor was a quality, hardworking dude who was pouring in up to 70 hours per week every week. He had seen spikes in his business from time to time over the years as they hired talented internet marketers or a good sales lady. However, when these employees inevitably left to pursue other job opportunities, the business would hop right into the financial toilet. When the doctor called me, I took him through the 29-point business evaluation, or you might call it the 13-point assessment, and there's a lot of detail. And by the way, if you're listening right now and you want to schedule a free 13-point assessment with me, I will always do those for free. I've done those for free since 2005, and I will continue to do those for free. And you can schedule a free consultation to see if what I do is right for you at thrivetimeshow.com. That's thrivetimeshow.com. So after investing the 10 minutes needed to fill out the evaluation form, it was clear why he was frustrated. The doctor was doing nearly everything right, except that he had never gone through the trouble of documenting their inbound sales scripts, their search engine marketing practices, or to set up a single source customer relationship management software. It took him and his team over about 60 hours, working 2 hours per week with him on his business, to build all these systems. But once we built the systems, he began to seeing a dramatic and life-changing impact within the first week of executing these new systems. The new team now knew that their calls were being recorded for quality assurance, and they knew that their paychecks were tied to their performance and overall conversion rates. The team knew what and when they needed to execute their daily search engine marketing tasks. The doctor noticed that his customer database of repeat customers was growing and steadily every day. And then we began working with him to send out a monthly email and text blast to all of his current patients. We began to implement a system where we greeted the customers at the front door with a smile. We thought about intentionally, what does the medical practice need to smell like in the lobby? Seriously, what does it need to smell like? What does it need to look like? The sights, the sounds, the smells, the expectations. And we created an experience. The team now knew that their calls were being recorded for quality assurance. I repeat, and that their paychecks were tied to their performance and overall conversion rates. The team knew what they were supposed to do, and they did it. You want to guess what happened during the next 12 months after he implemented these systems? ? The doctor grew his medical practice by nearly 400% and was able to reduce his hours spent working in his clinic to just 35 hours per week. And you're going to see his testimonial here in just a little bit. So I want you to be very clear. I want to be very clear with you. These people on this video today, in this podcast, in this broadcast, these are real business owners that we've really helped. And now today, his business is booming, and it's no longer time consuming. Because of the growth of his clinic, he was able to hire another doctor to meet with patients and to simply handle the check-ins. And so now he, as the doctor, the founder of the business, he's in a place and space where he no longer has to greet all the patients. He can if he wants to, and it turns out he actually likes to, but he doesn't wake up every day feeling overwhelmed by the growth of the business. My friend, your goal should ultimately be to build a business system that is so solid that the business does not actually need you. When you reach the point in your business career when you can spend your entire day away from the business, no one texts you or calls you or emails you for help, you will know that you have made it. To create this time freedom, you're going to need to create tight systems and business processes. And it's almost time to roll up your sleeves and to get it done. However, what might be the hardest part of this process is for you to realize that this might be the first time in your career when just working harder will not produce the systemic solutions you are looking for to create both time and financial freedom. In fact, your intense work ethic may actually be part of the problem. The systems must work without you. I repeat, the systems must work without you. Before we start, we need to figure out where you currently are. So I would encourage you to schedule a 13-point assessment with me at thrivetimeshow.com. We'd love to help you. Napoleon Hill writes, nature cannot be tricked or cheated. She will give up to you the object of your struggles only after you have paid her price. So we go to page 60 of the book here, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You can download the book. And I want to quote Napoleon Hill. He said, the time will never be just right. You must act now. And you look here, I'll give you one final example. Sierra Pools, you're going to see Sierra Pools at the bottom. You're going to see when I started working with them in 2017, they were a startup. So we helped them grow from zero sales to $400,000 in sales. And then in 2018, we helped them grow to $788,000 in sales. And then 2019, they went to $912,000 of sales. In 2021, they went to $1.9 million of sales. And in 2022, they went to $2.1 million of sales. Now, how far do they want to scale? That's up to them. But we could absolutely help you scale your company if you're willing to put in the work. And I would encourage you to sit down today and think about all of the areas where your business needs help scaling. And if you're saying, I don't really know where that would be, I don't know where to start, and you maybe need a visual to look at, I would encourage you to go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, and you can download my new book. And on page 5, that's going to let you look at the workflow. And the workflow is so powerful when you see it, because when you see the workflow and you really do take the time to look at it, you'll discover that, oh, wow, I can do this. These are the systems I need to improve. You can see them all right there in front of you. And those systems are what you need to create in order to scale your business. Now, a cautionary tale is over time, as you help people, they will typically become less appreciative of the work that you have done for them, which is why I'd recommend you always have a contractual relationship in place as you begin to scale your company with key leadership or people, because people's emotions change over time. People's emotions, they change over time, right? People's emotions change over time. The question is, why do people's emotions change over time? Why does that happen? Well, I think what happens is that a lot of people at the time are very grateful for how you're helping them scale their business, or they're very grateful for the job that you've provided them, or they're very grateful for the work or to be part of something that's growing. However, after you've grown the business, people typically have changed as people. And I find, just as a general rule, just as a thing, I've helped so many people grow, and thankfully I have so many wonderful clients I've worked with over the years. But I found that a lot of people, they're not creatures of logic. They're not. And so what happens is what somebody says is that at one time is not true later. And why is that? I don't know. But typically that's what happens is people will tend to change their emotions over time, and they'll begin to become less grateful over time. So if you're going to build these systems, right? So let's just say you have like a front desk guy who's on your team, and you're helping this front desk guy to grow the business. He's helping you to grow your business. Over time, he's going to no longer really like the idea that you have time freedom. Think about it. You're the owner of the company, and you've created time freedom for yourself. And over time, the front desk guy is probably not going to like that you have time freedom and he doesn't, right? But that's why you're the owner of the business, right? So there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I'm going to give you a quote from that book that I encourage you to write down and think about. It says, when dealing with people, remember, you're not dealing with creatures of logic, but with creatures bristling with prejudice and motivated by pride and vanity. And so I can just tell you, as you're building these systems, just understand, I love building the systems. But the thing that, I'm not a big fan of is that people, typically their emotional state changes over time and they become less grateful over time. And I just would encourage you to have contractually binding relationships in place with key people and build the system so that if key people leave, it doesn't limit your growth. And with that being said, I'm going to play another testimonial for you featuring Charles Kolaw, a longtime client, so you can hear another client explain how we've helped him to grow his business. Because business growth isn't just about marketing, and it's not just about sales, and it's not just about accounting. It's about all of it. And we want to help you have massive success this year, which is why we host our in-person workshops. So every 2 months, I take time out of my life to do a 2-day workshop to teach wonderful people like you how to grow your company. And you can get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you can request those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. And when you request those tickets, just know that the tickets are currently $250 or whatever price you want to pay. So you can pay $250 or you can pay whatever price you can afford. And you might say, well, why do I do that? Why do I price it that way? I've always done it that way because I feel like everybody needs an opportunity to get to learn how to start and grow a successful company. Now, you might say, well, why do I charge $1,700 a month for consulting ongoing? Well, a couple things. When I do consulting for a client, I include everything. So like in the case of the Wimpies with Tip Top Canine, we actually provided them for a while office space to meet with potential new hires. We've helped them with graphic design, search engine optimization, branding, print media, photography, videography, their logo creation, digital marketing, coaching, systems, human resources, bookkeeping, workflow mapping. We do all of that. And there's so much more that we've done. In the case of the Wimpies, I've used my actual reputation, my actual relationships to my platform to help them acquire additional franchise locations and to tell people about the business. We've made key introductions to them. We've introduced them to attorneys or accountants or key relationships. So it's an all-inclusive system, and it's just not just marketing and not just sales and not just accounting. And we do all of that stuff. And we charge $1,700 a month. And then I operate at a 20% margin, a 20% profit margin, meaning that I make a total a total of $340 per month per client, right? And so with 160 clients, you can kind of calculate the math and see I make $54,400 a month. But you can see that's how much money I make in those businesses. However, oftentimes those businesses that I coach end up becoming partners, or they become clients that I am working with in sort of a contractual relationship where I get a small percentage of the growth. And that's the relationships I like the most, is where I get a small percentage of the growth, because I will grow the business. And I've always seen it to be very easy to grow companies. I've never had a hard time growing businesses. People from the Christian faith often say I have an anointing to grow businesses. Whether that is true or not, I cannot tell you, but I can tell you that I do grow businesses quickly, and there's no reason to have a business that is perpetually stuck. Let me read one more page here to you. Page 61 from my newest book, again called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. Foreseeable milestones. If you were in my shoes, you'd be wearing brown size 13 Johnson & Murphy dress shoes. After working with thousands of companies, you would see that nearly every business goes through a very predictable pathway. At first, the business struggles to survive and to make a profit in the world of capitalism. The founder of the business consumes every possible form of energy drink known to man while attempting to become the world's best marketer, accountant, manager, and public relations wizard. If the owner keeps his or her sanity while creating enough profit to sustain the business, the owner then begins to build a successful business that is dependent upon him for everything. No systems are in place, but the profitability is consistent. And so the owner, I'm sure not you, is typically not open to advice or feedback because he has finally started to develop some traction after the doubters and sideline theorists said it couldn't be done. Eventually, the owner begins to realize that she or he is getting a little older and that she is going to have to build a duplicatable and systemic approach to generating consistent profits, or she isn't ever going to get out of the office again. Once the owner commits to systemizing this business in a duplicatable way that allows her to consistently create a profit by adding value to her ideal and likely buyers, that's usually when things start happening. The business begins producing profits, and she is on her way. She is having massive success. And while she's on vacation with her family or in the backyard attempting to find her five-year-old daughter's shoe, which I currently spend half of my life doing with 5 kids, I'm very aware that this store, I'm very aware of this situation. You're growing your business, but you're also trying to grow a family, right? And what they discover is that they need to now achieve financial freedom and time freedom because they are trying to raise a family and to grow a business. And again, that's typically where I come in. And the reason why I put so many testimonials in the book, the reason why if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire and you look at the success stories, there's another one on page 63. You're going to see Christina Nemes, and you're going to see her massive growth from an $834,000 company to a $2.7 million company. The reason why I document these success stories is 2 reasons. One, so that you have proof that I'm not a charlatan and that what I'm saying actually works. And the second reason is so that you can know that you have the mental capacity and the tenacity needed to grow a successful company. My name's Clay Clark. I'm honored to speak with you. I hope you're having a great day. And we're going to get this thing, we're going to transition into our Charles Kolaw testimonial by ending this segment with a boom, because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And that's what it takes to build a successful company. It's a big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. So here we go. Without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal, and they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kola with Kola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet. You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, but I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us, make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income but is really rewarding.